Happy holidays and a happy new year, depending on when you're seeing this video. So we've been busy with the van build this holiday season because of all the Christmas gathering restrictions. But that being said, it's a great opportunity for us to work on the van. Now, between our big projects, we've had tiny little projects that we didn't devote whole videos to. So we're going to talk about that in this video and just give you a general update. So let's get right to it. Hey guys, this is Dory and I'm Mena. We travel with our lovely dog Fiona to help you discover the most beautiful spots and to share with you what it's like to live as a nomad. So subscribe and welcome to our channel. Hey guys, we're on our way to see the van today. It's Sunday, December 13th, and it's a balmy 7 degrees Celsius, which is unseasonably warm for this time of year for this region. And it's time for us to check on the van. I think our biggest concern with leaving the van in a country storage spot is the mice, right? So we're anxious to see if there's any evidence of that. We put down mothballs, but we're not entirely sure that that's going to work, so that is to be seen. Now that we have a pretty long drive ahead of us, we're 40 minutes from the workshop. We wanted to talk a little bit about the things that we've done that haven't been documented that thoroughly, or hasn't really had its own dedicated video. The main things that we've done is we brought the van back to Ford, back to the dealership where we bought the car, because as you know, it's a brand new van and we had some little issues fixed. First reason we brought the van back to Ford was that the silicone on the top of the van, kind of along where the roof rails would sit, it was getting all black and discolored. So we brought it back and they wanted to know if we had done that, which is very bizarre. I mean, it hadn't had even 300 kilometers on it.
When we brought the van back, they didn't believe us, so they said they had to go in their systems and watch the video footage of them preparing the van for delivery. And I guess after reviewing their video footage, they noticed that they were at fault.
So they fixed it for us. They redid the silicone, and what ended up happening was that they just never added the hardener, and we assumed that that was a mistake at the manufacturer. And the second reason, in fact, that we brought back the van was, as you saw in a previous video, we pressure washed the van to make sure that there were no leaks so that we could start insulating and closing up the walls. Now that's something you want to do before you get to the insulation step, especially if you have a used van. In our case, we had water pooling in the cavities between the van walls and the van cargo area. It was a result of two things, it ended up. It was a result of the little washer-like things that connect the plastic trim to the van. I'm not really sure what they're called. So water was leaking in through there, and also there was an improperly welded joint, so they had to weld that because it was forcing water up into the cavities when it was raining and when we were driving. So they fixed that. We brought the van twice for that reason. There was also a drainage issue. So when you have water and rain coming down onto your windshield, and this is a known issue also with the Ford Transit cargo vans, is they get a lot of water in the engine area. The way the windshield connects to the gutter, it's not done very well. It's really cheaply done. So you get these massive amounts of water in the engine area. So Ford assured us that this is something that is normal to have that much water. If you read the transit forums, you're going to see that a lot of people disagree. They did, however, find that there was a bulletin, and a bulletin is put out when the manufacturer discovers that there's a flaw. So if someone brings their van back and there's a bulletin for that particular problem they're complaining about, they're going to go ahead and fix it. So they ended up fixing the gutters, although it didn't really fix the problem with how the windshield connects to the gutter. So we're probably going to put some paint protective film on top of that area so that it doesn't leak into the engine, because it's totally bypassing the gutter. It's going under the connection to the gutter and going straight into the engine. So we're going to see about that. Going back to the plastic trim on the sides, we also bought a little piece of rubber that slides in on top of the plastic trim, and that just keeps water from going down into that area at all. And they also at Ford siliconed around those little connector points that connects the plastic trim to the van. So something that we were going to eventually do, because it's under warranty, you know, bumper to bumper, 60,000 kilometers, we brought it back and they took care of it. And that's important because if you're bringing a van back because of a manufacturer flaw and they see that there's some kind of a modification, so believe it or not, putting silicone around those plastic connection points, that is a modification. So if there were something wrong and they needed to remove the plastic trim, then we would be blamed for putting the silicone. So I'm so glad that we didn't end up putting silicone and that it was done by Ford. So this way we're protected if ever we have to bring back the van for something to do with the plastic trim. I don't know what to tell you. As soon as you modify something on your van, that's it. Warranty is done on that particular section anyway. Besides that, I've been working on window covers for the windshield and the passenger and driver's side window. I'm still going to have to work on the window covers for the new windows we install. I'm also working on seat covers, but those aren't complete yet. And we've been busy with other projects for the van, so I haven't had time to tackle that. Otherwise, we rust-proof the van, and the rust-proofing that we chose, it's Superior. So it was very expensive. It was $700. However, you don't have to touch it for 5 years. So when you think about rust-proofing, it costs anyway about $125 to $150 a year. So because the van is brand new, we wanted to just bite the bullet, get it done, because where we went, the lubricant that they use is a Superior product. It's guaranteed for 5 years, and also they don't drill into your van. They actually remove the trim on the driver's side door and the passenger side door in order to lubricate those areas. They also lubricated all the hinges. A lot of the known issues with the Ford van, it seems like they knew, because they lubricated around all of those little connection points for the plastic trim inside the van. We have a tiny little clip that they made for us that we're going to include. The name of the business, if you're in the Montreal area and if you're interested, is Barry's Garage. They have the best reputation in all of Montreal, and I've known about them for years, and that's why we chose them, and they did not disappoint. They were lovely to deal with. We thought the price was definitely affordable when you take into account that it's good for 5 years. It's a Superior product. They didn't make a mess, and yeah, we're just all around happy with the job. So especially with our Canadian winters and the amount of salt that they put on the roads, that was very important to us. Luckily, she didn't come into contact with much salt before the rust proofing, and now she's in the workshop. But again, it's just to protect our investment. We hope you thought that was informative. We're getting right back to the van build. In fact, we're on our way there now. So if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the description below. Happy holidays from me, and Dory.